Hi, my name is Cody. I'm a software engineer here in San Francisco, and in this video series, we are recreating Lovable using LangGraph. In the last video, we were trying to recreate our game of Snake, and we were running into a little bit of problems. We were able to kind of debug it by changing how we chain our prompts together. And oh, look at this! It actually has a little dot. Can we eat it? Did that work? So the game is coming along. We're trying to push this very basic, I don't even know if you would call it an agent at this point, honestly. It's a very basic, just kind of code writing tool, somewhat similar to Replit and Lovable and tools kind of like that. And the last video, we basically added an intermediary prompt where if there's issues with the app, or if you're just trying to do something a little more complex, it can be helpful to have the LLM take an intermediary step and kind of think through a little bit what it's trying to accomplish and kind of create a game plan. And we were doing that because we were running into some problems where it didn't seem to be like one-shotting, in one fell swoop, the changes that I was trying to get it to make. And this is common in other kind of agentic programming systems, where it'll think through a little bit and kind of make a game plan. So we actually created a new prompt using the Langsmith playground. We created two new prompts. We created a design planning prompt where we'll take the user message and put it through this kind of design planning step. And then after, we'll take the output from that design planning step and feed it into another prompt along with the original user message, the current code, the current HTML code. And it will then take the game plan and run it through again to another LLM call, and then implement the code changes that way. And we verified that this did actually fix the problem that we were running into with this game. We got it to debug it a little bit more appropriately, and so we're coming along, but we didn't actually implement it into our project's source code. We just kind of did a proof of concept, like a little bit of prompt engineering and kind of testing that out. So for this video, we're actually going to now implement that into our project. So let's go back to our playground, and we have our, let's take our design planning prompt, and let's go ahead and we're going to pull this into our project by getting our the name of the prompt from Langsmith prompt hub. And what we're going to do is our old prompt was, we come into our chat message route in Fast API, and then if the decision that the LLM makes is to write code, then before we were just doing this simple generate HTML prompt, but now we're going to change this to be our design. Oh, I'm on the wrong node. This needs to be our design planning prompt. Here it is. Okay, here it is. So the very first step is it's actually going to feed it into this design planning prompt here. Okay. And then we just give it the user message and the HTML. It's going to give us the AI response. Let's go ahead and log it. And then now we're going to go ahead and let's just copy and paste this, and this will be the starting point for the other one. Now we're going to do, so the first step is we do our design planning prompt, and then the next step is going to be that we actually do the after plan. Here we go, after planning, generate HTML. So scroll down. Okay, let's copy this out. Let's come into here. Okay, so after planning, generate HTML, we're gonna have the user message still, the existing HTML content, and then this AI response here, let's rename this variable to be AI response plan and design. We'll just call it that. Okay. Now we're gonna add a new input variable, and the name of that is going to be this design plan right here. Let's go ahead and make a new key in this dictionary. And then we're going to put in this AI response plan and design. And then it is the dot content. Excellent. And then the actual AI response now is the invocation of this prompt. And then let's update these logging messages. So it says AI response received. See, AI design plan, plan and design is received. And then this one will be the code writing prompt, AI write code response. There we go. All right, so that's just kind of a very basic code change. Let's go ahead and just test this in our project now. So let's come up to our project. That's an old page. Let's close that. Let's refresh this. Okay, so let's actually try to get this to do something useful. So, okay, so we're able to control the snake. One thing I noticed is it doesn't actually have the little snake head. It'd kind of be fun if it had the little snake head and like maybe its tongue sticking out or something. The other thing I noticed is it's not actually eating the dot when it goes over the food. At least I don't think it is. Yeah, see the score is 0. It doesn't actually like increment the score or eat the dot. So let's go ahead and tell it that. Let's say in this game, it's currently not, while the game is running, when I go over the red dot, it doesn't increment the score and it doesn't move the dot somewhere else. Can you please fix this? Let's go ahead and send this in. And now one thing too to notice is as our system gets more complex and as we have more prompts and more steps in our chain, the response time will start to increase, which makes sense, right? Because right now we have 3 prompts that this path will take. It will take the initial decision to decide the user intent. It'll take the once it's decided the user intent and realizes it needs to write its code, now it's going to do a design and planning step where it's going to ingest all of the input tokens, the input of the existing HTML page. And then it's going to have to go and then write all of those output tokens. So now we got 3 steps. So that's 3 different round trips to OpenAI servers. And also it just increases the context length. Okay, so it did just respond here. Let's just refresh the page. Okay, sweet. Let's see if it actually fixed the issue. I'm looking around for the red dot. Okay. Another thing too is the turn radius is very slow. I just missed the dot, so that's not going to help. Yeah, the turn radius is very slow. It's very hard to like. There we go. Okay, let's see if this works. Nope. Yeah, so the turn radius is too slow, so I'm going to say, please fix. I'm going to say the turn radius is too slow. Please make it, let's say, I don't know, 50% faster or something like that. Okay. And the other thing too is as it takes more time to get a response from the large language model, LangSmith starts to become increasingly helpful as a tool as you're developing. So in this case, we can come and look on the LangSmith dashboard and we can see in real time how the call is progressing. So for example, we've gotten through the first 2 steps. It did write code. It made a quick plan. Yeah, the radius is too slow. Please make it 50% faster. So look right here. It's saying locate the turn speed. In your script, you have this, increase it by 50%. It's making a plan. Very simple. In fact, this latency was not too bad. What was this? 6 seconds? That's not bad at all. The biggest latency is going to be the final response because it's it gave us our output. It takes 30 seconds. And the big problem is it's rewriting the HTML page from scratch every single time, which is something we'll address in a future video. But for now, let's go ahead and refresh this and see if this fixed it. Turn radius still seems a little slow. No, that is better, though. Okay. It's better, but... There we go. Okay. Can we get this? Let's see if it fixed the issue the first time. Nope. I still don't. Yeah, I still didn't get the score. Okay. Let's try a couple of other things. Let's say, please increase the turn radius even more, and please increase the size of the 2D plane so it's about 50% larger. Or I'm gonna say double, so it's double the size. Okay, let's go back to LangSmith and just kind of see how this progresses. But it is nice, it is nice being able to come in here and look at the intermediary steps. Like for example, we're able to now observe the high-level plan that it had created. Right below is a quick plan for bumping your. So like in this case, let's look at the other plan. Or the next plan. Here's a high-level plan to implement your 2 requests, make the snake turn a wider arc, and double the size of the play area by patching the existing. So this is nice because we're able to see kind of the internal steps that the agent is taking. And otherwise, it's just an easier, quicker path to kind of debug and kind of see what's going on. Let's go ahead and look at this. I think it just responded 20 seconds. Okay, so let's go back to our project. Okay. Still turning pretty slow. I'm gonna refresh this, just make sure. Okay, so the playing radius is definitely a lot better. Yeah, wow, the turning radius is still super slow. Okay, let's see if we can get the red dot here. All right, here we go. Yeah, hard to know exactly if that's, you know. Okay. So looking a little bit closer in here, we're examining kind of the output from the LangSmith tracing. And you see in the design plan, it did actually say that we are going to do plain size times 2. And if you look in here, it did implement plain size times 2. Place food. Okay, let's try something else. Let's say I'm gonna say, please make the snake not move forward unless the user is pressing the forward arrow key. So don't automatically move the snake forward without the user's input. Let's try that. That should give us a little bit more of a stable testing ground to see how it does. All right, going back into our tracing project, let's see what it's doing. Okay, I made the high-level plan. Adding a move forward flag, key up. Okay, so it stops moving it automatically. This is the plan that it's making. And now it's just coding it up. Okay, see how it does. All right, that just responded. Let's go ahead and refresh here. Oh, nice. Okay, so it did do it. Cool. Well, let's see now if it will take the red dot or not. We're gonna go nice and slow. There's no backwards arrow key. Oh, it did it. Okay. So basically just the collision radius, I'm guessing, was too small. And then it did end up updating the... Oh, look, and you can actually see your own body. Okay, let's try this one more time. One more time. Okay, very nice. Turn radius is still pretty slow. Can we see our own body? Yeah, there it is. Cool. Cool. Well, we're making progress. In the next video, we're going to just kind of take a look at our overall project, kind of see where we're at with it, and just kind of, you know, think through some things and think if there's like a better way to do some of this stuff. We're going to continue to kind of build probably just this snake game project as a testing ground to see how far we can kind of push this. And as we do that, naturally we're gonna continue to run into limitations and need to continue to build out the agent and the prompts and all of that. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.